So I want to come and talk to you guys because over the weekend, I watched this vlog, okay? I watched this vlog that absolutely had me floored. And I wanted to ask y'all okay? Are y'all okay? I've never seen anything so depressing that actually triggered me really bad. So badly, me and Brian had this really deep discussion. And I want to come and talk to you guys. And I want to do another episode of When Will They Learn? When will they learn to stop allowing your vacation to be the backdrop for somebody's come up?
It's a different world from where you come from.
So welcome back, everyone. If it's your first time joining, hi, my name is April Butcher. I'm your mother on social. And I come to give you guys a little common sense commentary when it comes to things happening in the world, in pop culture, and in these internet streets. But I also come to teach Generation X, Generation Y, Generation Z, a little X, Y, and Z about life. So if they interest you, definitely hit that subscribe button, like this video, get your pen and paper ready because class is in session. So the word of the day, as you guys know, we start off with a little word of the day, okay? And the word of the day today is companionship. So make a mental note of it, write it down so I can make it plain. We'll get to the word of the day in a second. But I wanted to come on and do this quick video about, being on these trips. And I'm not just talking about regular vacations. I'm talking about like celebratory vacations, meaning it's a major milestone. So it's your birthday, you're celebrating a divorce, you're celebrating, maybe your last hoorah before birthing a child, who knows, right? But a lot of times we go on these vacations and we end up, for lack of a better term, bringing along strays, okay? Bringing along strays, because that's exactly what they are. We're going to call it what we see it. Now, some of y'all might get offended because y'all might be the person we talking about in this video. But the reason why I call them stray friends is because these are the people that hear you planning a trip and figure, let me mosey my way in. Let me invite myself. I've dealt with that a lot in the past of me having like a milestone birthday and people inviting themselves, not asking, hey, if it's okay if I could join, but like literally inviting themselves. Now, I don't know the actual nature of how this trip became this particular girl trip in this vlog. And I'm not going to give too many details about it because I don't want any hate going over to that person. Because it was just somebody I randomly found over the weekend. I was in my house cleaning up. I'm trying to downsize a lot of the stuff I have here in my house, in my bedroom. And I just so happened to put YouTube on. And there was a couple of vlogs about going, to Europe. And when the vlog started, it started with the young lady saying, this is my friend. We're going to this place. I almost said the place. We're going to this place in Europe. And when it initially started, I don't recall her saying that it was the friend's birthday, okay? It later led on to them going to the airport and a guy joined them, okay? And this was the girl who was hosting the vlog. It was her guy friend. And so it kind of seemed like the other girl that was in the vlog, that was the friend, almost like she was a third wheel. Not until we got to the other country, child, did I realize it was the girl's birthday. And it was a milestone birthday, a big one. And I was like, okay. And then as the vlog progressed, just for not having to break it down to y'all too much, she began to complain about the girl. Like, oh, the girl has us walking all over creation and doing stuff. And, anytime the girl would say something after that particular night of them walking so much to get to this specific location, it was always an eye roll or look into the camera like that. And one thing I noticed about the young lady, like the young lady whose vlog it was, absolutely gorgeous. You could tell no surgery, no nothing, just a bombshell. But also the young lady that was on the trip, she was very pretty too. She was a natural beauty. Beautiful black young lady, beautiful hair, beautiful everything. But one thing I noticed about her in the vlog was that despite those two, the person who was having the vlog and her little friend that came along, the little guy friend, which was almost like her BFF, I guess, to join her on the trip, they weren't talking to the girl whose birthday it was. And I noticed from the vlog that that young lady started having conversations with everybody else in the room. While those two were having conversations together, she was off having conversations with other people. And I was like, wow, she reminds me of myself, because I will go somewhere, and when I get the vibe that my clique, okay, those straggalongs, those stragglies that are here riding off of my coattails, if they're not, if it's not being a cohesive trip, I will make it a great trip. I don't need anybody to make my trips amazing. I will make them amazing for myself. But when I was done, I started to have this really deep conversation with Brian. And Brian made me understand it. For those of you that are new here, Brian is my husband. And Brian made me understand. He said the reason why the guy was there, she invited the guy, is because that's really who she wanted to go on this vacation with. And I was like, huh. Because in the video, she was sharing a room with the girl. I don't know where the guy was staying. I would always see him come to the room, but I never knew if he was staying in the room with them. But I know they were sharing a room. And I said, basically, what I gathered from it is that she invited herself, or she asked if she could come. Maybe the girl mentioned that's where she was going for her birthday. And she probably said, oh, girl, can I join? You know, like, and it's not a can I join, like, do you mind if I join? It's more like, can I join because I want to come? You get what I'm saying? There's a difference in the tone of how people ask. Editing April here. So another thing they like to say is, I want to go. Or, I always wanted to go there. Come on, I want to go. Girl, don't ever leave me at home if you go to such and such place, because I want to go. So they put that guilt trip on you to make you say, like, yes and not say no. But the level of emotional security I got now is hell to the no. And so we could share a room. It would be cheaper, blah, 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 blah. When in actuality, they're just using the opportunity to boost their social media presence, to boost their YouTube channels, to boost whatever it is, or to brag on social media to their friends and family of where they're going just on a cheaper budget. Because if I'm going with you and I'm sharing a room with you, that's one half of the cost that I'm not having to foot by myself, right? And the reason why I'm saying this is because I've been through situations like this before, okay? Now, where it traumatized me, and let's take a minute before we get into that part, let's take a minute for a little lunch break. So I want to take this little lunch break because, a sis got to eat, okay? I want to talk about this water filter right here. So I was in the market for a new water filter because my husband, as much as I love him dearly, my polar husband will do anything to help me, okay? And as you guys know, I just recently had ankle surgery, so going up and down these 3 flights of stairs ain't no sharp feat. And I know my man has been traumatized by the stairs by having to chug water all the way up here, because we know the water in Vegas ain't that great, okay? So I was reached out to by this company called Epic Water Filters. This is the water filter right here. And they sent me not one, but 2. So they sent me one for in the fridge, and then they sent me this one that is portable and I could take it on the go. So basically, you guys know you could go to Starbucks and get, triple filtered water, okay? But nowadays here in Vegas, child, they charging for the water at Starbucks. You got to buy something in order to get free water. So now I have my portable water on the go. As you can see, there's a filter right in here. And basically, it takes in the water from here and it filters it all the way up through the straw. And when I tell y'all I've been drinking water like nobody's business, and if y'all want to see if I'm drinking water, child, look, my little lipstick is on the... Child, I be trying to clean this, but it's like some kind of like thick like material. I don't know what you would call this, but baby, I cleaned it as best as I could, but you can see I'm drinking my water. My skin is hydrated. I've been getting my water in. And what I love about this specific water bottle is the way it says like the different times of the day And then guess what? You turn it to the other side and it finishes up through the evening. And this is 48 ounces. It doesn't spill. You just drink your water through here through the filter, and it comes with two different types of filters. It comes with one that you use for tap water, and then it comes with a second filter that you would use for water anywhere. Okay, so they were nice enough to send me two filters, and also they sent a discount code over for you guys. All you have to do is use the discount code MOTHER, and you get 15% off of your order on their website. So definitely check out Epic Water Filters, you guys. Trust me, you're going to love this. I've been drinking this water. When I tell you it's good, it's good. And even sometimes when I want double filtered water, I'll take the water out of the jug, out of the fridge, pour it into here, and now it's being filtered through twice. Okay, so take that, Starbucks. So like I was saying, I was traumatized by this video because when me and my husband was sitting down talking, I was talking to him about my 40th birthday. Now, if those of you that have been on this channel remember, on my 40th birthday, I went to Bora Bora. But I went to Bora Bora with somebody who was on the itinerary to go. So basically, they were on the itinerary to go and they were supposed to pay for their half of the trip. But she didn't have no money. And the day the difference of the balance was $1,500. So I paid $1,500 for my half, and she was supposed to pay $1,500 for her half, and it wasn't paid. So I had to find that $1,500 by 5 p.m. because it was my trip. It was something I wanted to go on, but she invited herself with the little, man, I would love to go to Bora Bora. Can I go? That type of stuff. And back then, I didn't know how to say no to people, y'all. And now in my later 40s, I tell everybody no, okay? Everybody no nowadays. So once I made the payment, I didn't want to talk to her again. And Brian was like, maybe she's just young. She doesn't know any better. She doesn't know, she looks up to you. So maybe she just doesn't know how to tell you she didn't have it to go. And then like about 2 weeks went by, and it was almost like 2 weeks till the trip. And she was like, she called me and she was like, hey, I ended up getting the money for, my flight. So my flight is booked. And I'm looking at the phone like, okay, why would you book the flight if you ain't paid for the room? And she was like, well, I'm going to go on and I'll get the money for the room when I get my income taxes, and I'll give it back to you. And it was income tax season. So I was like, okay, but you better give me my money. And back then, I should have at least had asked for $500 up front, because if you had the money for the flight, I should have made her, for lack of a better term, I should have made her shit at least $500 deposit on it, okay? I'm just saying, because it was a lot of stress in the process. But I was like, okay, I'll have her come. Now, I think the main reason why I had her come, I allowed her to come, was because of companionship. A lot of times we allow people to come with us for companionship. A lot of times we think the trip won't be as grand unless we have companionship. And you guys, you don't need that. If you think you need somebody there to take your pictures, do like I did, and this was after this trip. I went to Mexico. I hired a photographer to take my pictures. Now when I go on solo trips, I hire a photographer to take my pictures. Now when I go on trips, I take my husband. You know why? Because why would I share a room with you to pay half when I could get my husband to go, and he gonna pay half also? Because I'm gonna tell y'all, we go half on trips. I don't believe in just having my husband pay for everything. Either he's gonna cover the room and I cover the flights, or something like that. We pay half on trips. But when it comes to the food, when it comes to the Ubers, when it comes to the rental cars, he paid everything on that. So what the hell I look like going with you when I could go with him and he take care of everything? Okay? And if I need that break from my spouse or from my family, I could do a solo trip, and ain't nothing wrong with that. We need to stop allowing ourselves to be taken advantage of just because we want companionship. It's too much drama that comes in that. And the reason why I tell y'all that is because last night I was talking to my husband, and y'all, I must have been severely traumatized by that trip to Bora Bora, because I had totally forgot until last night we were talking about it. And I mentioned to him, You know, I didn't even sleep in the bed. And he said, what? And I said, yeah, that was like a little sofa. And I slept on that because when we got to the room, I stepped out the room to go back to the main area to ask a question. When I came back, she had pretty much claimed the bed. And I was at a point that I was kind of like over it. So I just took the little, it was like a day bed that was at the, it's hard to describe. It's like at the wall. There was a wall with the TV and stuff, and it was like under the TV. It was like a day bed that you could sleep on. And I slept there. And he was like, April, you can never do that again in life. I said, well, I don't learn my lesson. Hell, I don't learn my lesson, boo. I don't play them damn games. So at the end of the day, you guys, I'm saying all that to say this is, I saw that young lady in that video yesterday shrink herself and be uncomfortable because the person you invited someone else. And then on top of that, they made you feel like you're not even a part of your own trip. I saw her going to different places that she wanted to go to, and they were complaining because it was hot, because of the shoes that they wore, because of the taxis weren't available. And it's like, this is my trip. I knew what was going into this trip. I knew it was going to be hot. I knew what type of shoes I needed to wear. I knew all the things I wanted to do. This is my trip. And a lot of times when we go on trips, I've been on several, I would say at least 20 girls' trips. And it's always the same thing. You plan a trip for your birthday or some event around you, and they turn around and they make it about them. And it's time out for that. You are more than capable of traveling alone by yourself. And as the series continues, I'll teach y'all how to travel alone by yourself and feel amazing about it. And the things that you can do alone by yourself. Because I'm telling you, the time you get alone by yourself is the most amazing time. Some of my best memories come from trips by myself. We cannot shrink ourselves just because we want companionship with people that are not our friends. Do we not see what happened with Shanquilla Robinson? Because she wanted companionship, and all the while she was going into a den of thieves and a den of evil, disgusting scavengers. Okay? For lack of a better term. At the end of the day, you guys, you don't know who's jealous of you. I could see in the video that like everything was about the outfits, the looks. And we're going to get into that one story on TikTok where the girl was mad because the other girl wore an outfit to her birthday. We're going to break that down because that's another spirit. People like to be like, oh, well, you jealous of me. You jealous of me because of what I'm wearing, or you jealous because the other girl that it was her birthday, she was a beautiful girl. And a lot of the outfits she wore was cute. But that person to make you believe, oh, she was just jealous because of how I was dressed and how I was getting my pictures and my photos. And like with my situation going to board, that's all she was concerned about. She was just concerned about social media. The whole time we were there, she was always talking about somebody she saw online, some Instagrammer, some other person from her hometown that's on social media that think they all that. She got to get the pictures and whatever. That I'm not there for that. I'm not there to be your photographer. I'm very great at taking pictures. You guys know this. My profile picture with the pink hair, I did that myself, okay? So I'm very great with photography, but I'm not coming on a trip, or you're not coming on my trip and thinking I'm going to be your photographer. And then when I ask you to take a picture with my phone, you take the most horrible pictures possible. You have to be careful for people like that, okay? When a person shows you who they are the first time, believe them. Y'all know this. I'm a living witness to this. People are horrible, selfish, and self-centered, and we have to start moving around that type of energy. With that being said, sign up in the comment section down below. Let me know if you've been on a girl trip from hell, okay? Let me know how you like solo travel, or if you want me to do more videos on solo travel. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe, you guys. Every subscription helps on this channel. Every comment helps on this channel. Definitely support me, help me eat. Like on the lunch break with the Epic water filters, don't forget that there's a coupon code for you to use. Trust me, One thing I'm gonna tell y'all, if y'all new here, I don't push stuff I don't use. You see this water bottle? I drink this water all day, every day. Only reason why this thing is full is because I just refilled it and it was sitting in the refrigerator. Not the refrigerator, the refrigerator. Okay? So it's nice and chilled and ice cold. And I just love these water filters, you guys. I'm telling you, they are amazing. Stop buying them little cheap water filters from Walmart or them little cheap water bottles from Walmart and get you one with a filter on the go. Okay? With that being said, oh, and one more thing. These filters last 90 days. 90 days. Okay? So get you one. With that being said, you guys, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.